Okay, so your learn objective today is to edit a non-chronological report. So we should be getting quite good at our editing now. We've been doing this since the start of the year. So we need to be thinking about what we need to improve. Remember, we're not just doing our cups. You should have been doing that throughout. This is actually improving the work. So thinking about how you could make it better. Okay, so we're going to do our editing a little bit different to normal. To try and help you focus it a little bit more, we're going to do it in different stages. So imagine that you've got some editing stations. If we were in class, we'd probably be moving around tables to do this, but you don't need that. So the first thing I want you to do, I want you to spend 10 minutes on each, well, 5-10 minutes, depending on how long you need, on each station. So you should have already been correcting your spellings, but just have another look through. Have we missed any? Are there any year 5, 6 words or year 3, 4 words that you haven't quite got right? So that's the first station. So you might not need 10 minutes on there, maybe just 5. The next thing is thinking about your punctuation. Again, we've done that with our cups, so you might not need that long there. However, if you know that you should have been focusing on, say, adding a colon and you don't have one yet, then this is where you would be doing that. Next station is our quiet station. So at this point, you just need to sit and read your work. Rather than it being quiet, we mean quiet because if we were all together, we would be doing it quietly. However, with you being at home, I'd like you to try and read it aloud to yourself, or you might even read it to somebody else. Because sometimes when we read it aloud, we can hear that it doesn't quite make sense. So imagine you're reading it to somebody. You could even film yourself reading it. And then you'll be able to hear, are there any sentences that don't quite make sense? So that's your third station. On the fourth and fifth station, these are where we're really focusing on our editing, our improving our work, and we'll be thinking about our arms. So the fourth station is the rewriting station. This will be if you found any sentences in the quiet station that didn't make sense, here you'll be checking them. So it might be that you need to take something out if it doesn't make sense, okay? So think about, do you need to rewrite anything? Is there a paragraph that doesn't make sense? Anything like that. You might also need to move something within that sentence. If there is a sentence starter that doesn't quite make sense, or if you've used a conjunction in the middle of your sentence, you might want to move it to the start. So have a think about removing and moving anything within that station. Your final station to spend 10 minutes at is your add more station. And here you need to think about adding more to your writing to improve it. So here from our arms, we'll be thinking about add and we'll be thinking about substitute. So think, is there anything else that you need to add in? Look at the success criteria because that will also help you. Do you think you've got enough information? Look back at your plan. It might be that when we've marked your work, that we've said, I think you need a little bit more, or could you add this sentence in? So have a look back at everything we've said about your work this week. Substitute, remember that means to swap. Think about it like football. So is there anything that you need to swap? Have you used a boring word and you think you could find a better word? You could Google it or use a thesaurus if you have one. So think about, is there any vocabulary that you want to change and improve? Once you've done that, make sure you've got all those sections in front of you and just read it through from start to end. Again, like I said, you could film yourself doing this and just make sure that it all makes sense. Once you've done that, remember if you've got a purple pen at home or a pencil might not be the best, a coloured pen, use that for your editing so that we can see the changes that you've made. Once you've done that, we'd like you to upload a picture or a document of your full piece of work with all the editing done. So we should see all last week's writing and any editing that's been done to it. Here's just a reminder of that success criteria. What I would like you to do once you've edited your work is have a go at doing a little mark of your own work. So you could either print this out or you could just write down the level that you've done, and then I would like you to tick against it which of those things you have included. If you're working on, say, level 3, it might be that you tick against level 1, 2 and 3 because some of the things you will have also included. Once you've done that, I'd really like you to upload a picture of that so I can see your self-marking that you've done, and I can see that you understand all those things that you've included. And the final thing to do is just have a double check of your glossary. Have you got anything in there? If you've substituted any words during the editing station, you need to make sure that you change them in your glossary. So we should have a list of words with their meaning to include at the end of your report. Hope you've enjoyed doing that writing year 6, and we can't wait to read them, and I will speak to you soon.